Hello everyone, this is me, Mr. Tyrex here, and welcome back to Garfield Caught in the Act. We are heading to the next lost level in the game. And as soon as it's done rolling, this is Alien Landscape. This was actually in the PC version of the game, so let's read this. Yes, hello, this is Garfield, and I would like to order an extra large pepperoni pizza. What? You don't have pizzas? This is not the pizza delivery, this is the pay-per-view movie channel? What if I ordered a movie and John gets me a pizza, so any movie I like, huh? Oh, so you have seen something special. Something I have never seen before. Something about a planet with pink melting plants and floating eyeballs. Something to explore at my limits and boldly go where no cat has gone before. What's that? What do you mean to watch out for? A space dog? Alright, so let's start the level. This was the level that actually managed to make it to the PC version of the game. And it was like the penultimate level of the game too, if I recalled. Because I did watch the playthrough on PC. Like the long plays on the YouTube, and you gotta be careful of those UFOs right there. And yeah, you can tell Garfield moves real slowly. Well, this does take place in space, but make sure you climb up these trees. And yeah, Garfield has a flashlight for a weapon. And also, you want to be careful of the eyeballs because you can slip off of them. And watch out for these things. They actually, if you fall into those things, they launch you up. And they actually launch you up and give you damage. Like, just a point of damage, not like too much damage. Got a checkpoint right there. This is where you want to time a platform right here. You want to be careful with these things. These are like the balloons, I think they are called, or whatever the fuck they are. Yeah, I fell. But we got past that part, so we got another checkpoint. Make sure I always save. Well, this is kind of an easy level, if I say so myself. So yeah, these rocks shaped like noses. And another frame dip. So yeah, this is one of the levels that made it to the PC version. And you want to be careful of these eyeballs too, because you see it's sliding you off right there. And yep, you see those enemies right there? Those are space dogs. And they just knocked me right back here. I think that's a lightsaber, I don't know. But I think that's either a flashlight made for a lightsaber. Well, it is space themed. So yeah. And we could jump up here. This is where I think we're getting to the boss pretty soon. I hear the boss present. Alright, now we're at the boss part. What I could keep doing is push back this space puppy. You can't hurt it, so... Well, you can stun it, but I don't think it can be destroyed. But here it is, the boss battle. But we gotta time it perfectly. What I'd like to do is keep... Oof. Alright. Yeah, I could throw my rockets at him. Toy rockets at it. There we go. We defeated the boss battle in this stage. Let's get out of here. Alright, so we're back at the main game now. So We're gonna platform to the next level, and you see the hazards are... I'm taking damage from the hazards. So I gotta be real careful. Well, I do regenerate health, get health back every time I go into a portal, like this one, for example. Alright, this is the prehistoric level of the game, which is kind of a weird level. So let's start this, and what we want to do. And now Garfield has bones for weapons, given its prehistoric setting. So just jump up here. This is a platform-heavy stage, given it is a platformer. Just jump on this rock right there. And also you're getting quite a lot of health power-ups. What you want to do with this fish, jump on it and then use the D-pad to navigate through. And you can just get out of there simply. I like to jump on things, and yeah, speaking of which, you do get a lot of health power-ups in this game. This game can be quite forgiving. And that mug can give you partial invincibility, which is only like 5 seconds. Like every time you hear that jingle, you have invincibility right there. But if the jingle goes off, the invincibility's gone. And now we're at the second act of the level now. This is where you want to be careful. Those holes are the hazard right there. So you want to be careful there. And get up these broccoli rocks right here and this melting sludge. I don't know what. This is why this level's kind of weird. And there's these enemies that look like Captain Caveman from that Hanna-Barbera cartoon. Alright, Captain Caveman, get out of here. I think, yeah, you can make the jump there. You can look down to see where you're going. And I want to... Oh, yeah, you can go on this rock, too. Yeah, it's kind of awkward platforming right here. You don't know which platforms are actually platforms sometimes. But they can tell. So we gotta climb this platform again. Careful, these OD clouds can be destroyed with just a simple swipe right there. So pretty much we just got... Ooh. Alright, that melting lava right there. Oh, hold on. Yeah, you can actually use these branches to get up to that hanging thing right there. Yeah, we're kind of half low on health, but I think there's a health power-up right nearby. I'm getting wrecked by Captain Caveman right there. Yeah, these OD clouds are no big deal. You can just get rid of them with just a simple swipe. I should just use my fish power up right there. And now we're at the boss fight called Odiesaurus. Yeah, it is called Dino Odie, but I think Odiesaurus is a better name. And what you want to do is don't launch the rock just yet. Yeah, like that, I screwed up right there. And I got hit by a rock. You gotta get him at a perfect time right there. And he's not much of a big deal. The only hard part is dodging these rocks, which the hitbox can be pretty damn weird if I say so myself. So just push the rock and wait for Odiosaurus. Just throw the bone at him right there. Just, oof. I'm kind of low on health. Oh, damn it. I gotta wait. And he's not down for the count just yet. We're low on health. Gotta make this count right here. There we go. Now Odiosaurus is down. What the hell?
Whoever came up with this is an asshole. Whoever came up with this is an asshole. Ass. Hole. Asshole. Television makes a lot of sense.
Alright, finally he's down with plenty of health right there. And yeah, these things drop after you defeat the boss fight, which I do not like. Like, if the boss is defeated, don't have the drops, you know? Alright, off to the next lost level. Casablanca. This one is actually shown on the box art, so let's read this one. If ever there was a level that Garfield would love to hate, the L train would be the one. Besides the extreme pigeon poking, he also has to avoid here comes the train, and a dangerous train it is. With enough technology and development for a game of its own, the level tests the limit of the hardware as well as the wits of the player. As this oh, I thought it was L train. It's E1 train. This E1 train and its dangerous passengers try to keep Garfield at his lost status. The secret of his and your success is merely sandwiched between its pseudo 3D layers. So we're playing this level that was shown on the box art. So we gotta jump at the right one, at the correct one. So we gotta, you see right there, I screwed up. So what we gotta do is find a safe area right here to catch the train. So what we gotta do is just catch the train. So pretty much right there, we ended the level. That's it. That was the level. That's pretty much it for the lost levels, so let's read this one. What you have just seen and heard and played is what we affectionately called the lost levels of Garfield. The E1 train level with its fast, multi-pane scrolling, and the frozen terrain with its slippery, slidey player controls, and the alien level with its moon-like gravity are three levels that we are all very proud of and worked hard on, but just that it didn't quite make it into the final version of the game. Well, except one of them, which ended up on the PC version. We have to put them here on the Sega channel so that you can see some of the extra things we were trying to pull off to do justice to the wonderful character created by Jim Davis. Of course, what makes the game is what is the wonderful Garfield animation, or is it the lasagna? And that was it. That was it for the lost levels. So we're not done with the game yet, as we got roughly 3 more levels to go with Caught in the Act. We're actually halfway through the base game of Caught in the Act, so we're gonna be concluding Caught in the Act to the next part. So this is me, Mr. Tyrex, signing out. Peace out and enjoy.